Well, hello there, guys, and welcome to our Flashpoint campaign stream. We're going to actually wait for some people to show up. We're continuing off the stream we were doing last week, and I want to make sure that we have some fun at least and try to maybe get a victory of some sort. Of course, we're still very early in the game, and I want to make sure to actually jump in the game with some possible victories. So we are approaching Shutov, of course. We already see the Soviet helicopters on the way, and I'm a little concerned because I don't know how tough these Soviet helicopters are. So far, all of their tanks have been pretty puny, mainly because we just have better tanks. It's not like they have terrible tanks. We just have much better ones. But I'm not actually sure what these choppers are like, and I'm actually not even sure what unit can take them out. I'm pretty sure this A9 can take it out, so I'm going to move him deliberately over here north of Kondorf. We already have a bunch of tanks on the way, and we also want to bring the rest of these tanks that we sort of kept back as reinforcements as well, so I'm going to move them too. So let's go ahead, we're going to move hastily, and I'm actually going to move them over here. We'll do the same with this guy right here. And guys, if you are just getting here, we haven't started yet. We're really just setting up the game. Don't feel bad if you have a friend that's missing the initial parts of this stream. We're also streaming this on YouTube and on Mixer. And, well, obviously that means that I'm looking at the Twitch channel right now. But obviously you guys can join either YouTube or Mixer if you want to stop by there. We're trying to kind of expand our horizons, I guess you could say. And let's also grab some leader units here. I'm going to just move the stack, or actually move the individual units. Hold. And let's move these guys. So these guys are already moving. Sorry, let's move the stack once again. I'm not going to be moving all of these units at once. I think it's important to basically be careful here and keep some guys in reserve. We have no idea what the enemy is going to throw at us. Select the stack and move deliberately. So we did get a victory in that first mission at the very least, which pretty nice. But of course, we also destroyed a tremendous amount of the Soviet actual army, and that counts for a lot. So let's select this stack. We're going to move hastily. Once again, going into town, we're going to hold. And we're going to take these guys and select the stack, move into town as well. And we're going to move into town deliberately. Beautiful. Disembark here. Let's hold. Let's also make sure that we've got some more tanks. Move deliberately. So we're sending in a lot of armaments here, guys. We are still playing as NATO. So I'm mostly sending my guys over here, obviously, but I'm going to send a few of these groups to the north, or the northeast in any case. So let's move deliberately into Ems-Buren. Hold there. We'll move this guy as well. Move deliberately into Ems-Buren. Screen. We'll move this tank. This tank's actually already going that way. What about this guy? Select the stack. And once again, we're going to do a hasty move into this area. Let's take a look here at the chat. How's it going, everybody? It's good to see you guys. Good to see you, Yogic Fire. Well, today we are, of course, in East Germany. Well, actually, it could be West Germany. We're somewhere in Germany, and the Cold War's broken out. And now, of course, we need to try and put a stop to it as best we can. Let's go ahead and select this stack. We'll move them deliberately to the A30 highway. And we've got a few units here that could still probably use orders, but I think we've given orders to just about everybody. Of course, there's going to be a few that we sort of forgot about. Let's move this guy into Shutov, and I think we can go ahead and proceed with the turn and get started. So I'm going to hold here and just get started with the turn. Why not? 18 minutes of game resolution is about to commence. All right, guys, keep your eyes on the screen. If we have to face some Soviets, hopefully we face them before they get to the town. I don't want to be the one assaulting this town. I really want to be there first. So it looks like max visibility is 5,000 meters, day and clear. That's basically the best condition you can have. So 5,000 meters of sight. I mean, yeah, that's a lot. 5 kilometers of sight is pretty incredible, you know, for anybody. And there we go. So we claim the first victory point. We didn't exactly get first blood, but we did get first victory points, which is definitely a win. But we need to keep moving into town. We need to start spotting some of the enemy's heavier units. So far, all we see are those choppers. Those choppers are pretty dangerous, though, and pretty deadly. So we do want to move in, and we are doing exactly that right now. But we want to be very, very cautious here with what we do. And, of course, we've got significant amounts of reinforcements that we can bring in. Kept them back on purpose, and they will definitely make up a part of this fight. Go tanks. Okay, British orders phase about to begin. Now, once again, we've moved most of these tanks, so they're just waiting for their chance to move, essentially. We've also moved most of these guys. This guy, we will select the stack and move him hastily to the north here. But as for everybody else, I'm pretty much just going to hold them back until we absolutely need to attack. And actually, we can do some battery here, some mortar barrages, etc. I think this is actually a mortar. Yes, definitely a mortar crew. So with this guy, I'm actually going to move him on the other side here at Vecte. So we're going to move our mortar crew over there to the west of Onendorf. Hold. Hopefully we'll be able to determine who they are. And move this mortar crew over here. Hold. And we'll move this infantry squad. Should have a Bradley in it. No, it looks like just a veteran APC. No Bradley. Bradleys are pretty useful, but it's okay. I think we can survive without one. Okay, here we go. Hold. And now we're just waiting for the rest of these guys to move. Let's take a look here at the chat. How's it going, Ring of Blood? Just thinking yesterday about buying this game, says Heinz Pepperoni. Very cool. Yeah, I mean, it's probably one of my favorite games to stream here. I think it's probably the reason we streamed it last week and this week. It's really not a very, how could I put this? It's not a very well-known game in our catalog, and I think it should be. I think, you know, it came out, I think, maybe a year or two ago, but it really deserves a lot more attention than it's getting because it's just fun. I mean, this is a really fun game. As for when is another Sanctus stream, we are doing a Sanctus stream for a certain DLC that we might be releasing. Some of you may already know about it, and so that is probably going to happen next week. It could happen this week. I think actually we plan for it to happen this week. We'll see what happens. But yeah, we're definitely going to be showing off some new stuff for Sanctus Reach very soon. That is absolutely going to occur. All right, let's get started. So far, no enemy tanks, as far as I can see. Just those damn helicopters. And they can definitely kill a tank, believe me. They can absolutely kill us. ATGM launch, anti-tank, guided missile launch. They killed a Chieftain MK-11, guys. We actually have something better than the Abrams. We had an Abrams last mission. Now we actually have the beautiful Chieftain tank, but that chopper just blew one to hell. And I have to say I'm a little upset, just a little bit. So we're still moving, of course, towards town. A few of these units are definitely moving independently from the rest, taking their time, as it were. Come on, we need some anti-air units. All right, we're starting to see some Soviet tanks, guys, off in the distance. Now, at 5 kilometers of sight, we should be able to get some shots off. Although, keep in mind, we are in a city, so there's going to be houses blocking the way, etc. We might have to wait until we get into the streets to really get this battle going. I definitely don't like the fact that they have that many choppers watching us, though. That is no fun at all. Come on, boys. There we go. There's another shot by the damn chopper, killing another chieftain. And mortar fire on one of our units here. And it also hit one of our leadership units. 2 GPMG killed in action. Not good. We need to start firing back. All right, game resolution is over. It's now our turn. It's our turn to shine. Now we are moving those guys in, and I want to see if these guys can fire. I don't think they can fire this far. I just don't think it's possible, but yeah, location's out of range. What about here? No. So, unfortunately for these guys, we're going to have to move them too. There's just no way that we're going to be able to fire. Well, he wants to fire on himself, does he? No. Cancel. There we go. All right, let's select the stack. I actually wasn't even sure that would work. I was just like, well, maybe. Oh, so we'll get this guy over to the K37 highway. Those tanks are still moving, but they're definitely taking their time. Man, are they taking their time. Select stack. We're going to assault to the north, hopefully through the woods. And we'll move the leadership position as well. So let's go ahead and select that stack. And once again, guys, we're running this on 3 platforms right now. We're running it on Twitch, we're running it on YouTube, and we're running it on Mixer, which is pretty interesting for us. We don't usually... well, we haven't usually in the past done this, but we're recently doing this quite a lot because we want to try and get as many viewers as possible. We want to obviously share this with as many of you as we can. So this, I think, is the best way to do it. Let's get this guy out there as well. This guy might actually have the Ferret AOP. I don't know what the hell that is, but it sounds like it could be an anti-air weapon. So we're going to bring him in as well, and we'll have him hold. Let's take a look here at the chat. Hey, Dave Jishu, how's it going, man? Is it possible to make your own maps? I honestly don't know. Mod-friendly design allows for the ability to place, break, create, replace many of the default graphics. Thank you, Dave. So apparently, yes. Apparently, definitely. There you go. See, my colleagues know more than I do. So the stream will be, hopefully, if we get everything to work with the new DLC, the stream will be tomorrow with Sanctus Reach. We should be just fine, but, you know, we always like to give you guys that word of caution. So let's go ahead, guys. Let's get back into the fight. Wish our men some luck. We need to start getting some shots. Another anti-tank guided missile launch from the chopper. Now, this one actually missed, and actually we just got a hit on the enemy with our tank. It looks like we got 3 BTR-80s. Not bad at all, guys. The BTRs are nowhere near as good as our tanks, but they are armored carriers, and destroying them is going to hurt the enemy infantry. And all of this, you know, overall, it's going to put a lot of dead tanks and just dead APCs in general, APCs and tanks on the road. So I see it as a good thing. But of course, I would like to have many more tanks down here already. Looks like they're taking their time to get here, but as long as they can make it here, I'm going to be happy. So there we go. The enemy already called in artillery on Quendorf. Doesn't look like it did any damage to our tank. It is quite hard to damage a tank with arty. It can happen, though, of course. Come on, boys. All right, we got a lot of guys starting to move into town now, and it looks like both us and the Russians are kind of just looking at each other, like trying to see who's going to make the first move. For sure, they're making the first moves, at least when it comes to artillery. They're really bombarding us here in Ovendorf, or in Quendorf, excuse me. There we go, nice shot. That's going to be a Gaz. Yep, 2 Gaz and 2 headquarters. So actually killing enemy headquarters is certainly something to be proud of. The Gaz trucks, I don't really care much about them. Another ATGM launch. That one's going to kill a tank for sure. 2 chieftains, actually. I mean, those choppers are our deaths right now. They're just wasting our chieftains left and right. And I got to give it to the Soviets. They've got some decent air power for sure. There we go. Started finally firing at the helicopter for once. Nice shot. Another shot there on the infantry units. Bunch of APC units, 2 BTRs, and a mechanized rifle division killed in action. Come on, boys. And this is kind of the fight for the highway. In fact, we might call this battle the fight for the highway, because we are fighting right now on a major highway. Might even send some of the tanks up here in the north down south to attack from multiple angles, although I'm not 100% sure that's the way to go. I think it might be an idea, certainly. There we go. Another hit from us, guys. 1 BTR destroyed there. And there's our little tiny AA gun, the Scorpion. I'm not sure if he can do any damage, but there we go. Another Gauze destroyed and another headquarters destroyed. So they're losing a lot of leadership units here, a lot of leaders in general. One good thing about the Soviets is they have a lot of leaders, just like they tend to have a lot of men. So as you can see here, we've got a lot of the town under our control. In fact, most of it. They're mostly outside of the town. We're still moving in all of these units. We're going to keep moving in more. In fact, some of these stacks we haven't really moved, so we're going to go ahead and try to get them into the town. In fact, we'll even send them over to Suddendorf. Why do these places connect yet have different names? This has got to be like just parts of a city, and these are the names of the neighborhoods. That's what I'm guessing. Maybe this is Bremen. Is it Bremen? Someone tell me. But that's what I think. I think these are like neighborhoods of a city, because for towns or cities to be that close, that doesn't make too much sense. Let's go ahead. And of course, we're going to move those guys from the north. We're going to try to surprise them. Actually, I know I said I would, but I'd rather take that point. And we'll take one of these guys, not the stack, just one of the tanks. And it's actually 3 tanks in reality, and we're going to go ahead and send them south. Same with this guy. He's already actually headed to this location, so I'm not going to move him. But we want to send him over there too, because he's got some anti-air weapons, which we really would like to use. And let's move deliberately over here. Take a look here at the chat very quickly. Wow, how's it going, guys? If you go to the official forums, mods, and scenarios thread, there's a mod guide. Thank you, Dave. Yes, Dave is awesome. And how's it going, Willy Bug? It's good to see you here, by the way. I don't think we've seen you before. All right, let's start. Here we go, guys. 17 minutes of game resolution about to commence. And now we're right up close and personal with the enemy. We could definitely say that L40 highway is a front line right now to a nasty war. Another Gauze down. I think we can get all the Gauze trucks from their army, but I'd really rather we start focusing. And there we go, a T-64. So we did get one of the tanks. And a T-64 is actually pretty old school. It's not like a T-80, which is fairly new. T-64 it's still a great tank, but it's a bit older than we expected. So we just killed a T-64, killed another headquarters. You can see all of the downed Soviet units right there. Looking pretty great. Keep it up, boys. 2 Gauze trucks. And we might even get an APC here. 2 Gauze. Well, the APCs are fine, but they'll be feeling the pain next turn. What I really want to do is get a kill on these helos. But they can't have that much ammunition. At least I don't think so. Oh, they're firing. There we go, surface-to-air missile launch. That's what we need to take out the helos. Now, that time it didn't actually hit any of the helos, but it's good to see that our men are finally firing some SAMs. SAM is one of the few things that's going to kill this thing. And there we go. 1 T-64 destroyed. And we got another hit here on the enemy infantry. We're getting a lot of nice shots here, guys. The helicopters seem to be the only things that the enemy has that's really worth anything. 2 BTRs destroyed, 2 mechanized rifles destroyed, 2 BMPs destroyed, 1 Gauze. These guys are definitely hurting now, and I've got to give it to the chieftains. They are doing everything for us right now. They're still moving forward with the attack. I mean, they're getting really close to the enemy here, but that might be necessary. And ATGM launch just took out our last chieftain in that particular group. That's very unfortunate, but not a lot we can do there. Enemies calling in some artillery. I don't know how they get such good vectors for their artillery. 1 FV4, and that's actually a command unit, so it's definitely not good. Basically an HQ. Surface-to-air missile launch. Come on, hit one of the choppers. I think he's a little too far. He's got to get closer. So that's like almost 2 kilometers away. Nice shooting, boys. It's going to be another kill. And 1 30mm AGS down, and 2 BTRs, a mechanized rifle, 4 units altogether. They're definitely hurting. There's a nice hit on the BMP and the enemy tank. 1 T-64 and 1 BMP. There's another surface-to-air missile launch. We should flip a coin every time that happens because we need to get that hit desperately. Right now, the only thing I'm really threatened by are the enemy helicopters. The rest of the enemy I'm not even concerned about. You can actually see them going north with some of their units towards Belge. This is one of the reasons that I can't send my tanks down from here. We've got to also defend this area. And there we go with an ATGM launch. A SAM launch, come on, get him. Damn it. Got to get that SAM a little closer. Although I like to see that he's trying, honestly. Alright, nasty little artillery barrage on our tanks, but once again, nobody's hurt. So their artillery barrages are not particularly effective, and I think it's because popping through the armor of a chieftain, it's going to be very tough with an artillery strike. I mean, it might happen, but the chances of it happening are extremely low. Alright, one mechanized rifle division killed in action. They're definitely laying it down. Finally, guys, that's a hit on one of the Hinds. One Hind down. We got one of the choppers, guys. Not bad at all. I'm happy with that result. He's north of the town and pretty far from our men, so I think they can get him out of there without much difficulty. Actually, they're hitting our infantry pretty well here. An FV4 just got taken out. Trying to bring the fight to the enemy, but sometimes that's not the greatest idea, especially if you're way too close. We did take out a Gopher, though. Not that we have any air units for the Gopher to kill, but hey, a vehicle down is a vehicle down, am I right? Three Gophers, guys. 3 Gophers. And 1 BMP down, so once again, getting even more kills. But I'm happy about that Gopher attack. It looks like our infantry is doing a pretty good job. The mechanized rifles. Of course, I don't think they're going to last very long. I mean, there's so many enemy tanks here. It doesn't matter how tough the mechanized rifles are, how desperately they want to win. Things are looking pretty rough for them, especially in this area. Now we are moving some tanks here. We're really bringing the fight to the enemy. Maybe a little too much. Yeah, they just got a hit. That's a chieftain down. Another hit on a chieftain. Another chieftain down. Unbelievable. So yeah, we need to keep our distance for sure. Can't go in attacking. This is not Stalingrad. Here we go. Another hit on a Hind. And another Hind down, guys. I'll trade 2 chieftains for a Hind any day. So that's actually not the end of the world there. Most of our tanks are staying put. If we could kill another Hind, I'd be so happy. There's 1 left in that unit. There's 6 left in this unit. But just taking down another unit of Hinds would make me so excited. Of course, those choppers, if they're not exploding in the sky, those guys are probably getting out and getting back to their own lines. We're not taking any prisoners or anything like that. Well, maybe. They might go down here. So there we go. They've changed to day light rain, max visibility 2,000 meters. So from 5K to 2K, yeah, that's a major issue. So we're going to go ahead and proceed here. Let's take a look. Thanks, Yogic Fire. Since the mid-'80s. Wow, so you've been around for a long time to see these games, you know, sort of grow, I guess you could say. And I'm really happy for that. You know, I obviously started as a strategy gamer. Once I joined Slytherin, I started playing a lot more specific kinds of strategy games, as you can imagine, and this is one of my favorite ones in that genre. I just really like it. I like the idea of the Cold War. I like the fact that you can see like units like this destroyed on the field. I mean, I think that's a really nice touch. You've also got these cross units which represent like infantry units, and I like to see the damage done to like the town and the highways. This to me is really what does it. This and of course the specificity. Did I say that right? I hope so. The specificity of each unit, what it does, etc. It's really, really fascinating. So yeah, I can see the love for this game, and I understand it. It's really cool stuff, to be honest. Old time gamer, absolutely. Let's take a look here at the live on YouTube. We got 2 viewers on the tube, but we got 13 over here on Twitch, and I wonder how many we have on Mixer. All right, guys, we're gonna bring in a few more guys. Let's bring in this guy. In fact, I am going to hold because I actually want him moving in a different area, so I'm gonna put him over here. Guy's still going to Berge. This guy is still coming south, but it's going to take a little while. And I think we should also move the Sam closer. In fact, he already knows to move closer, so he's on the way. Give him time, boys. And we will start. Already killed a mechanized rifle division like right off the bat. I'm not even sure how, but I'll take it. Actually, it's probably my infantry unit. So it's mechanized rifle against mechanized rifle. Alright, there we go. One of our mechanized rifles got taken down. Those Scorpions they're decent, but they're not ideal for anti-air combat, really. They're just barely getting the job done, but not really. There we go. Nice shot by the tanks. I think we just got a BTR and a mechanized rifle division. Really good shooting there by that lone M1A1. He's got nobody helping him, but he's doing an all right job. So guys, don't forget, you can pick this game up on the Matrix store. You can obviously head there. You could also go to Steam and pick up Flashpoint Campaign's Red Storm, which gives you the Germany Reforged and the Red Storm mod, or DLC, excuse me. I personally really like the Red Storm battles, but I like all the battles in the game, but to me, the Red Storm battles are my favorites. Just seem a little more intense than all the other ones. I mean, they're all pretty damn intense. 2 BTRs, 2 mechanized rifles. I love this tank. Chieftain is still bringing in those kills left and right. Of course, now they're probably going to wipe out that poor infantry unit. They've tried to hold out as long as possible, but I think the mechanized rifles have a short life. There's no doubt about that, especially if they keep getting hit like this. Oh, wow. So we actually have a lot of units down in that area on the highway. We'll show you guys once this turn is over. but we definitely have some issues on that highway, without a doubt. It's not like this has been a one-way fight. I mean, there's been losses on both sides, and of course, trying to hold the town, that's going to be our main goal right now, but we have definitely had some losses. We'll take a closer look, of course. The enemy has a lot more losses than we do, and I'm sure if the space below 831, if that hex was empty, we would see just how many they've lost. And there we go, another Hind killed in action, guys. We are utterly annihilating their helicopters. This is great news. But if those units weren't there, we would see a ton of red vehicles. So we are winning at the same time, but we're winning with some blood. Some blood on our hands, unfortunately. Nice shot, boys. It's going to be a kill for sure. Probably a major kill, too. One headquarters, one mechanized rifle division, and another SAM launch against the Hind. I was really hoping we would take him out, but maybe next turn. Emergency resupply for the surface-to-air missiles. And once again, the poor CKP is just not that good. Wow, got lucky there as well. And another hit on the APCs here. One BTR down. And I keep calling them APCs. I know the Russians have a different name for them. It essentially means the same thing when translated to Russia. Obviously, an APC is an armored personnel carrier. The Russian version, I believe, would be a BTR, if I'm not mistaken. And I'm not sure what it stands for in Russian, but certainly something very similar. There's another BMP is another one. Completely destroyed there. So we are really wasting the enemy. Come on, keep up the AA fire, boys. Another surface-to-air missile launch. We're getting very close, too, with the missiles. Just one more Hind. I mean, they only have one chopper left. Remember, they started out with 9, so we've done pretty damn well. I wouldn't want to be one of these helicopter pilots, that's for sure. It doesn't look like their life expectancy makes it above 3 or 4 minutes. We also got another BTR here, and we're still trying to push. Despite only having one chieftain here, we're trying to continue pushing against the line here, almost like a counterattack. And look at that. We're going to have another kill here. Yep, 130mm EGS GL and 2 BTRs plus 1 mechanized rifle division. That is a lot of kills for only 1 unit of tanks. Come on, guys. Took out a headquarters and a Jeep. Just one more enemy here, a Goss truck. If we could take him out, we get to see what's hidden under that tile. And I know it's going to be a lot of Soviets, a ton of Soviet units. Surface-to-air missile launch. Come on, get the Hind. And we just got some artillery. I love artillery in this game. Now, this isn't like the mortars we had before. This is serious artillery. Like, we can actually get a nice amount of kills with this thing. Well, hopefully. That's the idea, anyway. There we go, another hit. 1 BTR, 1 headquarters killed in action. And another surface-to-air missile launch. We gotta get lucky with one of these at least. Can we kill that Gaz truck? Oh, I think we got him, guys. We're gonna be able to see what's going on here. 3,000. I've gotta pause here because I have to take a closer look before the turn ends. I think there's one turn being resolved. Let's get up close and personal. Now, the red star makes it a little harder to see, but just look at all of the red here. I mean, there are a lot of dead Soviets in this area, all around the northern part of the town, but yeah, we've definitely managed to hold them back. We're going to go ahead and continue here. But I hope we get more there, and I hope we can eventually take that location, that 3,000 location. It's worth more than the entire rest of the village, or town, or city, whatever you want to call it. I think this classifies at least as a town, if not a city. Nice shot there by the enemy, because they completely missed us. Wonderful. Surface-to-air missile launch. That's going to be a hit, guys. We got another Hind. It looks like there's 2 left, actually, but we got one of them. I mean, we definitely did a number on the enemy air units. I'm very, very happy about that because they were not making me happy at all. The enemy air units are terrible. There we go. It's our turn, of course. Turning it over to the British. We're actually playing as the British this time. I believe last time we were playing as the Americans. Hello, Woolly Bug, everybody. And hello, Mr. Vexer. How you doing? Yes, we have a ton of Pike and Shot and Battle Academy videos on both our channels. I would definitely go to the Slytherin Games channel to take a look at Pike and Shot. The recent Let's Play we actually did an American Revolutionary War Let's Play on the Battle of Saratoga. And yes, we did it with the Pike and Shot engine. So it's definitely worth taking a look. Swing by there. And let's head back into battle here. So move deliberately here. So I am moving a lot of these tanks forward. I know earlier I was like, I'm not going to do this, but I think it's necessary. We also have this unit here. I thought these guys, no, these might not be our artillerymen. We definitely had some mortarmen, but I guess they're elsewhere. So let's go ahead and bring our artillery in. We are going to do a barrage, neutralizing fire, right on the enemy there. So I'm going to accept that. Second unit, neutralizing fire. And I wonder if we could do a barrage of deploying mines. In other words, maybe, I know there are like butterfly mines that you could drop from a helicopter or something like this. I'm not sure if you could fire them from a gun. Doesn't seem like it would make a lot of sense. So I think neutralizing fire is the way to go and just try to blow the hell out of these guys. Just destroy them. Kill them and kill their families. All right, here we go. 18 minutes and proceed. Nice, guys. Already taking out the BTRs. It begins. Oh, there's going to be a lot of kills here. 2 BTRs, 2 mechanized rifles down as well. We still want to take that 3,000, though. Surface air missile launch. That one flew right past the enemy helicopter. And we're getting close with the other surface air missile. So we're firing from 2 different directions here. Although they can avoid the SAM at this distance. Not easily, but they can certainly avoid it. Just pop some flares, get out of the way, and you're okay. If we were a bit closer, I think it'd be even harder for them to avoid these SAMs. But nonetheless, it's keeping them on their toes. We certainly haven't seen a lot of return fire from the enemy this turn. There we go. BTR down and a mechanized rifle down as well. Keep on moving men into the city, boys. Come on. If we can't take this city fairly, then we'll just steal it out from under the enemy. I was trying to be fair with my attacks. I was trying to give them a fighting chance, but it's just not happening anymore, guys. They've now crossed into the highway. They've crossed over my line, and I'm definitely upset. All right, we just killed a gremlin as well. I think we can get another kill, and certainly we can. Another BTR and a mechanized rifle division killed. These guys are just going to be vaporized. We've got 3 tank companies all around there just waiting for them, and they can certainly see them down those roads. In fact, one of the tanks is moving right on their tile. So getting really up close and personal. Nice. Another Hind, guys. Another Hind down. There we go. I think it's another one, guys. That's it. They're all dead. All of the Hinds are dead. They're all burnt up north of the town here. That's absolutely beautiful. I think now we could really go on a counterattack and probably win the counterattack. I'm not 100% sure that we would win, but you can see we're doing a pretty good job right now. The enemy only has tank divisions left, APCs. We're definitely beating the enemy with tanks. We just fired our artillery volley. Let's see if we get any hits. So that's one shot. And yeah, we definitely got some kills here. Let's see what we got. It's like opening a present. Two T2 TS6 Tunguskas. I like how they called it after the Tunguska event. I have no idea what kind of vehicle that is. Maybe somebody can pop it here on the chat. The Tunguska. I'm guessing it's some sort of APC. And there we go, another hit. And that's a Jeep destroyed. Russian Jeep. Nothing too incredible. I mean, a Jeep's not going to destroy us or beat us, but it's good to see that our artillery is paying off. Especially near that 3,000 area. And this time I think we may have gotten a tank, which would be really lucky. And that's two T-64s. Absolutely. So it's two T-64Bs. I'll always take that. That's wonderful. Wonderful kill. And just from artillery. So we've got to keep bringing that arty in. It's still going. The arty is still causing damage. Unbelievable. So they're starting to send one of their tank divisions to north. They might be going for the northernmost points because I think they realize that over here they can't win. South of the A31 and east of Schutorf, they're not going to be able to get a victory. It's just not going to happen. All right, another 30mm AGS killed in action, and that Hex is just a death trap for the enemy. I actually hope they keep attacking it because every time they get out of the woods and walk onto the highway here, we've got a perfect view of these guys. I am slightly worried about the T-64s here, but I'm pretty sure toe-to-toe, our chieftains are going to beat the T-64 every time. So unless they get really lucky, I think we're pretty safe here. All right, one BTR dead. Same Hex. So actually, this Hex is slightly farther back than the recent Hex. And you can see now that we're actually in a gunfight, you know, the turns take a while longer to resolve. Because, of course, now there's actually things happening on the field itself. And if you're like me, if you're anything like gamers that enjoy this sort of strategy, I kind of enjoy watching everything play out, not having to control everything immediately, but being able to designate the orders and see them play out, because that's essentially what a real general does, right? Real general is not always going to be on the front lines. By the way, we just killed 3 T-64s, which is awesome. But a real general is going to give orders. Hopefully they work. Sometimes they don't. I think that's just a much better way to look at a game. You can see they finally stepped off the highway here. More like rolled off the highway, but definitely some dead units there from the enemy, and some dead units for us as well, and it looks like we're striking that area again with the 88. Let's hope we get a kill here. This is a massive cannon. And yes, we definitely got some kills here. 14 tanks in this area, guys. And we killed 1. Not bad, but 14 tanks? Yeah, you better bet I'm a little concerned. Don't care if we have chieftains. Even if we had Abrams, I'd be a little worried. Go, another kill. Yes, well said, Yogic Fire. The key point is your army almost never operates the way you want it to on the real battlefield. And I love that. I really like that. I think that's one of the great things about Flashpoint campaigns is it's very similar to real combat. And I'm sure a lot of generals, you know, underwent these operations. Obviously, this is a fake conflict, this one. But I'm sure that even during World War II or World War I or Vietnam or whatever war you want to think of, I'm sure generals gave orders to their men. And when they weren't completed or when they, you know, completely fell through, some generals were either really, really pissed off, and some probably felt horrible because they were like, I was sure that was going to work, but it didn't. And I've had that happen in Flashpoint campaigns a number of times. I've also had the opposite happen. I've had it happen where I set up a defense, I'm confident in it, I think it's going to work, and it ends up working even better than I imagined. So that's also a possibility. As you can see here, we just stopped some more enemies, but they're going to fire an anti-tank guided missile at our beautiful chieftain. He's going to be just fine, though. 6 minutes to British orders. And those artillery have just been exceptional, man. They have gotten so many kills. Unfortunately, they did get an ATGM kill over here. One of the chieftains, 2 chieftains killed. That is bad for an anti-tank guided missile. And of course, it's capable of killing a chieftain. But for us to lose 2 to an infantry unit, I can't stomach that easily, guys. We just can't stomach that easily. Another T-64 destroyed. BRDM destroyed as well. All right, some more artillery. Wow. It never ends. So they're definitely pushing in now. Let's see what those tanks we've got. We're going to have to counterattack to retake that point. And they do have a few more tank armies back here. That's a cause for concern, for sure. We're still holding the north, and as far as I can see, they're not sending anyone to the north, so maybe we should have just pushed through the center and sort of like opened up like a fan. I don't know if you guys see my mouse cursor, but sort of fanned out like this. A few to the south, a few to the north, most in the center. I think that would have probably been a better idea. Nonetheless, I mean, we're holding out. We're still doing okay, but I think things could have gone a lot smoother. Nonetheless, I would not want to be in the Soviets' position right now. There we go. There's going to be another kill for us. And 2 BRDMs destroyed. Good work. That's just 1 chieftain, 2 firing. So he may have actually shot through one and it hit the other. It's certainly possible. And there we go, just destroyed a T-64 with some beautiful infantry units. Our T-60, or I should say our chieftains are still firing. And the 831 highway is slightly open once again. Okay, so now it's letting us know that a suspected enemy HQ has been located at 4203. So we could actually call in artillery strikes on 4203 if we wanted to. But as I've said many times while playing Flashpoint campaigns, I don't generally do that. I've never actually tried. I'm not sure what the ramifications would be. I mean, we managed to kill a ton of headquarters anyway, and I really would rather save our artillery for the front lines. Part of it is an honor thing. I don't think it's fair to just kill the enemy general and win the battle, which is not what I think would happen anyway, but I'm just rather would use my ordnance on the guys I can actually see with my own eyes. I don't know. It's just something I do, and I think it's a fairly reasonable stance. What do you guys think? All right, guys, there we go. So once again, max visibility is now at 6,500 meters. Remember, it was at 5,000 meters last time. Now visibility is even better. In other words, all of these units that, could barely see before can absolutely see now. And if we just take a look at the casualties here, just look at all those units. Yes, the Reds have certainly lost a lot, but we've also lost a tremendous amount here of Allied forces. And just this fight has been incredible. I could also imagine that the civilians in this part of town, I always like to consider like what would happen to these houses. Obviously, some wounded civilians without a doubt. But it just goes to show you that, especially in urban environments like this, you're going to have civilian casualties one way or the other. Things are going to go wrong. It's just kind of the way things are. And it's unfortunate. It just is the way it is. We are all gentlemen here indeed. Yes, Mr. Vexar, well said. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys all enjoyed. Those of you that are on Twitch, those of you on YouTube, and those of you on Mixer. I wonder if we have anybody on Mixer watching us. That would surprise me a bit. It looks like Philip Garcia, Lord Cucumber, and Jun Lei are all here on YouTube. And Lord Cucumber actually says his grandfather grew up in Bad Bentheim. That's awesome, LC. Now, is it a town, is it a city, or is it a neighborhood in a city? I wonder. Well, obviously it's a German name, but if it was an American name, it sounds like a very, very rough neighborhood. Of course, I'm guessing it's not. No problem. I hope you guys enjoyed. And tomorrow we will be playing the new DLC for, hopefully, we'll be playing the new DLC for Sanctus Reach over here on the stream. So I hope to see you guys then as well. And I'm going to save this game so we can continue like we did last time. But if you guys want me to play as the Russians the next time we play as Flashpoint campaigns, I don't mind. Just let me know in advance. And thank you. I wish you guys would give it more attention. Yes, absolutely. We want to. And I'm going to actually start creating a campaign on our YouTube channel, the Matrix Games YouTube channel, for this particular game, for Flashpoint campaigns. Maybe we'll try to play as the Soviets. I don't know. But that's obviously a much tougher campaign than it is to play as NATO. Thank you guys for stopping by. Hope you guys have an amazing day. Take care and have fun.